from my 10th itself, when there was a question, okay, what to do next? Either it's science, engineering, or commerce. So the question was, for BCom, you are going to move out, then what's the scope for further career and everything?
But deep diving into our very first question, that how you got to know about CMA?
Okay, so at first, when I selected commerce path, I was going through a lot of courses, I was searching for it. So everywhere.
After that test, when I went to the counselor, the
Yeah.
counselor told me, Aditya, the best career for you.
First, we had aptitude test where from 150 students, they selected only 8 people for interview.
Let's say a candidate comes to you who had just passed 12th standard and asks you that, Sakhi, I want to pursue US CMA. How should I plan it ahead? So welcome back to our ongoing series of CMA success stories. Today with us, we have one of the prodigies who was part of our first batch where we got 100% result for CMA. Today we have with us Sakhi Kulkarni, who's currently working at Barclays, a working professional who has completed CMA, both paths in her first attempt. Today we are going to deep dive into her story of how she got to know about CMA, how she prepared for CMA, what all challenges she faced, and secondly, how she is thriving in the corporate career. Let's start with the podcast. Sakhi, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for this opportunity, and it's a pleasure to be part of this podcast.
Oh, great to hear that. Chalo, let's start with your introduction for better understanding of your overall career and knowing what you are doing, where you are working. Can you help us with your introduction?
Yeah, sure. Hi everyone, I'm Sakhi Kulkarni. I'm US CMA qualified. I've completed both of my parts, part 1 with the score of 390, part 2 with the score of 400. I'm currently working at Barclays as a compliance graduate analyst. It's been 1.5 years since I've joined. I'm also pursuing MBA through NMIMS University. It's been a year. And I'm also affiliated with Pune Chapter. I'm serving as director at large. And I'm also a Kathak Visharad. So yeah, that's about me.
Okay, that's interesting. And I can see there's a lot of things on your plate right now.
Yeah.
But deep diving into our very first question, that how you got to know about CMA?
Okay. So at first, when I selected commerce path, I was going through a lot of courses. I was searching for it. So everywhere, people know only few courses. Either it's CA, CS, or you do MBA. And I never wanted to do CA or CS. So I was just going through a lot of courses on Google. So in that, I first saw CMA, US CMA. I knew about Indian CMA. And then I saw what is US CMA. So I just clicked on that website and I was going through it. And then I saw a fee structure with something dollar or something. And I thought, okay, it is something more expensive or something like MS or something. You have to go outside the India. So I just took a bag and forgot about it. So when I connected with the people who has chose a career as in commerce side, so I had connected with one of my mutuals, in my senior from school, and I got to know that she's pursuing US CMA. And then I was like, okay, then what's the course is about? Then she explained me everything that, okay, we have part 1, part 2, then we have to do work experience as well. Fee structure is like this and everything. So from that, I got to know that, okay, there is a course called US CMA and you can pursue it.
That's interesting. Now you explored, let's say by virtue of exploring internet, what all courses are there. But when you decided or the first thought came through, okay, there's a course like this, what was your reaction, let's say from your mentors or your teachers or even your parents?
Okay.
Are they from commerce field? Were they aware about this? What was the reaction?
Okay. So I'll start from my 10th itself, when there was a question, okay, what to do next? Either it's science, engineering, or commerce. So my father is engineer, my sister is engineer. So everyone is from engineering background. No one was from commerce. And I was the one who decided that, okay, I want to go in this career path. So at that time, I decided when I had taken one aptitude test by Jnana Pramodhini, and they had the 3 hours of test where they ask a lot of questions, and we also get a report on that based on your interest, skills, and which area suits you the most. And then you had a discussion with a professional as well regarding the career. So at that time, I decided to take commerce side. Then later, the question was again, what to do next? So when I told my father or my mom about it, that, okay, this is the course I have got to know from my senior, they firstly asked so many questions that, okay, what's the course, what's the fee structure, or what's the scope you have further. And then what we had decided was, okay, I'll pursue my graduation from my hometown and will do this course online. But I had a wish to move out and take admission in BMCC and pursue my career from there. So I was convincing my parents that, okay, I want to go to Pune and I want to uh, do my further education from there. So the question was, for BCom, you are going to move out, then what's the scope for further career and everything? Then I was going through the BMCC site and I was seeing that, okay, in BCom also they have a lot of specialization. And from there, I saw first tax something and I was like, no, I'm not interested in tax. Then I saw strategic finance and I'm like, okay, this is something interesting, I can look into it. And then I downloaded that PDF, I still remember, and in bracket it was US CMA. And I was so happy, okay, I know this course, I want to do it. And then I told my parents that, okay, this is the course that BMCC offers. Then I'll do my BCom as well with my professional course as well. And I want to go to Pune.
Okay.
And first they were shocked, but then they were like, okay, it's a great opportunity if you are getting a specialization course or integrated course with your graduation, and it's a very good thing. Then the next question was, okay, after BCom or after your certification, what will you do? Then it comes to the placement part, and I said, okay, I'll go for placement. Then it was planned that in my graduation, I will choose BMCC, I'll do BCom with strategic finance. In last year, I'll go for campus placement, and then I'll have my 2 years of work experience.
Okay, that's amazing. It's interesting to see how the dots join together.
Exactly.
Right from your senior recommending this to you getting to know about this from BMCC website. Next part, when you let's say decided to pursue it from BMCC, by the way, good call in terms of choosing the right college.
Yeah.
A lot of students don't know that which college you are pursuing your BCom or undergrad can make a difference. If the college is good enough to get opportunities for you, you are able to get a kickstart in your career, as I think you have achieved. Okay. Another interesting part was you mentioned you were still exploring and one of the options you were taking for online education. I think that is something we are expecting in coming times. Nowadays, a lot of colleges are discussing that government has opened up gates for foreign universities to open their virtual campuses over here.
Okay.
So in coming times, there is going to be a dynamic shift around how many courses are offered online, but from Harvard and Oxford, versus how local colleges will keep up with the competition. And one more interesting point, you mentioned about one test from Nyan Prabodhini.
Yeah.
What was verdict of that test? What was the recommendation that what should you do after? My context is I also gave that test. After that test, when I met and when I went to the counselor told me, Aditya, the best career for you is to become a farmer.
Okay.
And it was a Marathi conversation. So he said, "Shetkari ka nahi ho tu, perfect hai." My mom and dad started looking at me. I started looking at them, and I said, "Okay, he fee akkal khatat." Like it's a gone concern now. So it wasn't useful for me. But any such instance?
Yeah, for me it was very useful because the report which we got from that test as well, it was very detailed. It showed all my skills and interest. Again, to the point, the counselor told me that whichever career path you will choose or the area you will choose, you will be best at it. So it was again like at my only that what should I choose. But when they said that you are good at everything, but your interest more likely in arts and commerce. And they even suggested that don't take arts because you are too much emotional into it and you will forget about your all monetary benefits or anything and you will just go with the flow. So the best suggestion from our analysis is go for commerce. And we were also having that decision only, but it gives us that final green flag that okay, go for it.
Go for it. Amazing.
Yeah.
So going back to your CMA preparation now, let's say you have joined BMCC and you started preparing for CMA. So how did the journey start? How was your preparation?
Okay, so it is very interesting. At first, it was very slow and I was very chill because I was in second year we had the specialization. At first, it was all common subjects, but from second year, I was just enjoying my college life. I was not that much focused on studies. But later in last year, we had a campus placement. Barclays came. It was the first company. I got selected. And then it realized me, okay, before joining, I have to clear my both of the parts.
Okay.
And I have to give the exam and I had to prepare. So first step was we finalized the date and registered for the exam, which was in February. And then I decided, okay, I'll start studying now. But
sorry to interrupt again. So in February, did you go for part 1 first or part 2?
Part 1.
Part 1.
I went for part 1. And so I decided that I'll study after my SEM end exam. Then Diwali came. So I decided after Diwali I'll study.
Okay.
Then it got pushed, delayed a lot. I remember in December, at December end, we met you. You had a first lecture at our college, and then you asked us a lot of questions that, okay, when are the dates of your exam? What's the status? Which topics are you facing difficulties with? What are your preparations? And at that time, everyone was asking so many questions, and I was like, okay, I have not started that much.
Okay.
I need to start. And in that discussion, I got to know a lot of things, like that the CMA support package, or we have to prepare for exam, like we have to solve as many MCQs as we can, and the Hawk textbook. And I was like, okay, I need to pick this up, everything.
Okay.
And also we got to know from you about the exam thing, like what to do at the center, where is the center, what to do for stay and everything. So after that, it like finally kickstart my preparation. From 1st Jan, I could say that I have started full phase my preparation.
Okay. By the way, I'm getting to know this right now that you hadn't started your preparation at all. Because when I stepped in, it was already December.
Yeah.
You guys were planning to go in February.
Yeah.
We had 3 months. So my focus was on just important areas, and I majorly focused on the doubt solving part, right? We used
January,
to have online lectures and everything. On the brighter side, pulling it off in 3 months is also impressive in a way. So that's good. I think this is where your acumen kind of helps you. If you have better understanding of how commerce works, how finance works, how businesses work, you can complete this in 3 to 4 months as well. There are stories of specifically students. Now, next part. So when you, let's say, studied for 3 to 4 months and you cleared your part 1 in February, did you immediately start for part 2 for your May June attempt?
No. So after clearing my part 1, I was waiting for the results. Then we got the results as well. And in April, I received my offer letter that my joining is at 24th June or something. So I was about that, okay, before that I have to give my part 2 because it becomes difficult once you start working, giving exam and everything. And that's when I connected with you that, sir, I'm thinking of giving exam in June, and you said, okay, go for it. Then I registered. I still remember it was 18th June my exam was on.
Okay.
And then I again went with the chill mode only, that in April I was in different functions and weddings and everything at my family. But from May, it's like 1.5 months I was fully focused on studying. It like 5 to 6 hours I used to give and study everything. So from 1st May, I would say I had started preparing for part 2.
So you're saying you started your preparation in May and went for exam on 18th June. Okay, that's another surprise. But okay, that's quite something. Now going back to your secret sauce, first question our viewers will have is, how did you study in such short duration?
Yeah.
And let's say if you had to break down stepwise, did you watch any lectures or did you attend my lectures? Did you solve any MCQs? Did you sit for any tests as such?
Okay, so for me the process was, I used to attend your lectures. So part 2 we had detailed lectures, but for part 1 we had just doubt clearing or concept clarity. But from that I used to get all the concept clarity, okay, what this concept is about. Then I used to read the Hawk textbook. At first I was very scared that it is so big and how I'm going to finish it in 1 month. But it is very helpful. They have very detailed explanation about everything. So I used to read that. After reading that, I used to make my short notes. And then I go for MCQ solving. So this was my process. And once I did this for each and every section, before I guess 10-15 days of exam, I was solving CMA support package. I've solved it twice, I guess. So that was my process. I didn't give any mock exam or anything because I was short of time. So I was just going for CMA support package and as much as MCQs I can.
Okay. So this is somewhere I would differ with what her method was. The first 2 steps are up to the mark, going through lectures, understanding, and then practicing MCQs. But please don't be khatro ke khiladi unless you have shortage of time. Do sit for your mock exams or sectional test exams. Next, so going back to this preparation phase, let's say if you get a chance to do CMA again, would you change your strategy? Would you change your preparation, let's say, strategy overall?
I would start a little bit early, obviously, and again I will more on part one. What happened was I was more focused on solving examples because I thought that will be the most of asked questions, but it was theoretical. Like for me, in my part one exam, I had a lot of theoretical questions. So if I have to go back, I would start a little bit early, solve as many MCQs as I can, and give mock exam as well. So that I want to change.
Okay. And let's say during this phase, was there any major challenge where you felt stuck or you were clueless or something that felt very difficult in this preparation phase?
So for part one, I would say the section where we had some technology concepts. Yeah,
yes.
the last one. So I was not at all interested, and that's why I'm not getting it. Like I was not understanding it. I was just reading, and that was the difficult part I faced. And I don't know how, but in my exam, the section E and F was most asked.
Oh.
So that was a bit difficult. That I was very scared or shocked that okay, now what to do.
That has been somehow the feedback with a lot of students.
Yeah.
Now when you study section E and F, because it is theory,
Yeah.
at times it can feel easy, or nowadays students just take screenshot, go to ChatGPT, simplify.
Yeah.
So it can become easy for understanding, but the moment you start solving MCQs, the options are so close
Exactly.
that it can lead to a confusion. So I can totally relate with that. Now coming to the next part of, you completed your overall CMA before joining your office. Now coming to the corporate side of things. How was your experience of interviewing with Barclays? Whatever you learned from, let's say, your BCom days, finance, did that help? And now that you have joined Barclays, did your learnings from CMA help?
Okay, so I'll start from the interview. First, we had aptitude test where from 150 students, they selected only 8 people for interview. And then when we had interview, the interview was at Barclays campus only. So when we had interview, we had 2 rounds. And in interview, it definitely helped me because my specialization with strategic finance, or I'm doing US CMA, it really made a significant difference that I'm doing something different. And my direction was clear that okay, I want to pursue my career in finance side. And when we had a couple of questions in the interview, I had mentioned that I'm doing US CMA. So they asked that what's exactly it is, because a lot of people don't know this course only. So I explained them. I told about all the concepts that we have. Then it was very helpful because what we have in corporate life, CMA gives basic idea about those concepts or those areas, I would say. Because as I have been selected in compliance, I was aware about the basic words compliance, governance, risk management. So in interview, that helped. And after joining Barclays, I would say we had a lot of seminar sessions in compliance where the lot of words are used, like risk management, risk assessment, and it was not all new to me. I knew those concepts, so I was able to relate to that. And whenever I had discussions with my people leader or everything, it is very much impressive that I know about the planning, budgeting, or even costing. So the variance analysis and everything. So it is very helpful, and it really helped me to expand my role. So that was very helpful.
That's quite insightful. And I can vouch for the part where a lot of candidates don't know about CMA. The moment you leave core circle of FP&A, budgeting, planning, वगैरह, HR leaders, a lot of HR leaders don't know. A lot of finance candidates who work on the investment management side or economic research side, they don't know much about these courses. So right now that is something that we do parallelly to, while teaching students, we also do a lot of PR awareness initiatives. Last month we went to Symbiosis. We kind of sponsored one of the fest they have, and we were talking about CMA, how it impacts your career and it can help you, go places. BMCC to hai already, but yeah, that's now part of our mission as well, to create more awareness.
Yes.
Okay. Now lastly, let's say a candidate comes to you who has just passed 12th standard and asks you that, Sakhi, I want to pursue US CMA. How should I plan it ahead? So what would be your advice to such candidate?
Okay. So, first, I would suggest that choose a college where it is an integrated course with US CMA, because it really helps. Doing graduation from some other college and doing this course on other side, I think it's quite difficult. But when it is integrated with your graduation itself, you focus it as a subject and you get all your preparations done. So I would suggest that. And I would suggest that keep a gap of 6 months between part 1 and part 2.
Okay.
And also I would give the suggestion that before graduation, aim to complete both of the parts and then go for a work experience rather going for a post graduation. And after your work experience, you got the certificate of US CMA, and later you can pursue your masters, or you can do online as well nowadays. So that's
Okay, that's quite insightful. I can vouch for the part where integration does help.
Yeah.
To give example of our current batch, we have around 29 students, and to be honest, the college is a bit lenient around attendance, especially if you're doing some extracurricular activities. So Monday to Wednesday there are CMA lectures, and rest of the days you have other lectures.
Yeah.
Now when I talk to faculty members, they usually say that, Aditya, what's different happening in CMA lectures that students are only coming from Monday to Wednesday and they disappear after that. So when it's integrated lecture and if you have a good teacher, there's a good rapport and the progress is good, of course it helps a lot. Along with your BCom, you're able to complete your CMA. Okay, that brings us to the end of our podcast. Thank you so much for sharing such valuable insights, and hopefully we'll see you soon again with additional experiences and valuable lessons for our viewers. Thank you so much.
Thank you.